Our industry, the fly fishing industry, is definitely defined by the brands and the people who work in it. People are definitely passionate about it, and you gotta fight tooth and nail to make it in a fly shop or in the fly fishing industry. This is my 21st year. So I started out in a shop in Seattle where I grew up, and I lived in Montana for 15 years and worked at some really cool shops out there. Back here is our fly tying room, which is full of all the stuff we use to make the flies. The fly tying area is kind of like sporting goods meets arts and crafts, so we source this stuff from all around the world to build flies set up for Texas and beyond. Just recognize how great the fishing is right here in DFW. Plano especially, loaded to the gills with ponds and creeks, and then we have some of the best bass lakes in the world. Most people live within walking distance of somewhere they could go and have a great time fly fishing. I definitely recommend starting out by making your own flies. We do free fly tying night once a month. If you go and you buy a fly, somebody tied that fly. There's no machine tied flies, so it might as well be you. This is my vise. I'm a fairly simplistic tyer, so I've got my necessities. I've got a profile plate, and this vise holds the hook, and then from there you can do whatever you want. So I've got my hook in the vise. This is a size 4 Gamakatsu B10S, and this is one of the best hooks money can buy. I'm using a marabou feather here. This is from a domestic turkey, and I tie with a lot of marabou. As you can see, it's nice and fluffy and very thin. It moves really well. It's widely available and I would say economical in the world of fly tying. It's not super expensive. I'm doing a technique here called stacking. What I'm trying to do is to get all these really nice, pretty fibers equal in length. So I'm using a few different hand techniques. In my first step, I'm going to make a little belly out of this marabou, and that is going to support my ostrich tail. So I did a belly of kind of silvery gray, and then I did some white ostrich tails. I'm doing a chartreuse back. And there is a saying in fishing, if it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use, which I would say will not lead you astray. As a fly tyer, compared to what you are going to buy at a normal store or on the internet, as a fly tyer can control the number one variable, which is the hook. In fly fishing, it's the weight of the line that allows you to cast. And we can go cast without a fly at all, but once we do go fishing, we can use really lightweight flies, which behave more like the prey than a really heavy lure. So in the right situation, a fly angler does have a really good advantage over a conventional tackle angler. So I'm putting this is a synthetic chenille here, this flashy stuff. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to imitate the scaled portion of the minnow. The goal is going to remain the same, to like what you want it to accomplish. In this particular case, I want this fly to fish really well on the surface and then also be able to be used on a sinking line and fish subsurface. So now I'm putting a little craft foam in here, and it's going to be, this is the throat of the fly, and it's going to add buoyancy and basically make it float. So fish have very different vision than we do. They definitely are more sensitive to ultraviolet than we are. We use a lot of super glue and we use a lot of UV resin. This is resin like you would see at like a nail salon or an orthodontist. And this is a flexible version and it cures with the light. The fish stand no chance. They will be thrilled with this offering.